The great hall of the Galactic Harmony Council was quiet. Too quiet. Ambassador Ji-hoon sat in the back row with the other human representatives. His hands were folded on the table. His face showed no emotion, but inside he was tired. So very tired. Next to him, Deputy Ambassador Minji checked her datapad. She looked at the day's agenda and shook her head. More work for humans, always more work, and always the worst kind of work. Today we discuss the Kepler 442b incident, announced Chairman Zilvik. His voice echoed through the hall. The tall, blue-skinned Nexari leader looked down at the humans like they were insects. We need a cleanup crew. Ji-hoon had heard about Kepler 442b. Everyone had. 3 weeks ago, a mining company had an accident, a big accident. Toxic chemicals spilled everywhere. Radiation leaked from broken reactors. The whole planet was now dangerous. Very dangerous. The cleanup will take 6 months, Zilvik continued. We need workers who can handle dangerous conditions. Workers who are expendable. Minji's jaw tightened. Ji-hoon put a hand on her arm. Not yet, he thought. Let them finish talking first. The Vorthan representative stood up. His name was Crix. He had 4 arms and a face that looked like an angry lizard. Humans are perfect for this job, he said. They are tough, they can work in bad places, and they cost very little. Some of the other aliens nodded. The Draxi representative clicked his mandibles in agreement. The fish-like query made bubbling sounds that meant yes. The radiation levels are very high, said the Nexari science advisor. Most species would die in hours, but humans can last days before the radiation kills them. Very useful. Ji-hoon felt his blood getting hot. Useful. They called his people useful. Like tools, like machines that could be thrown away. What? About safety gear? Asked Minji. She stood up slowly. What about protection from the radiation? The hall went quiet. Then some aliens started laughing. Not happy laughing, mean laughing. Safety gear is expensive, said Crix. Humans don't need expensive things. You are tough, remember? We're tough, but we're not stupid, Ji-hoon said. He stood up too. Our people will die without proper protection. Chairman Zilvik waved a dismissive hand. Humans always complain about dying, but you make more humans very quickly. What is the problem? The problem was that these aliens thought humans were animals. No, worse than animals. Animals were treated better. We want hazard pay, Minji said. Our people risk their lives. They deserve extra money. More laughter. Louder this time. Hazard pay? Crix's 4 arms spread wide. For humans? You should be grateful we give you work at all. Most species would not even talk to humans. Ji-hoon looked around the hall. Hundreds of aliens stared back at him. Some looked bored. Some looked annoyed. None looked like they cared about human lives. For 50 years, humans had served the council. They had cleaned up toxic waste that would kill other species in minutes. They had fought wars in places too dangerous for alien soldiers. They had built space stations in areas where the radiation would cook most aliens alive. And what did humans get for this? A few small colonies, basic food rations, old equipment that other species didn't want anymore. And always the promise that if they worked hard enough, they might someday be treated as equals. But Ji-hoon was done believing that lie. We also want medical support, he said. Full medical support for the workers and their families. The laughter stopped. Now? The aliens looked angry. You ask for too much, said the Aquari representative. Her voice bubbled through her breathing mask. Humans should be happy to serve. Service is your purpose. Our purpose? Ji-hoon felt something break inside him. Like a dam bursting. Our purpose is to die for you? Our purpose is to clean up your messes? Our purpose is to do jobs you're too scared to do? Careful, human. Chairman Zilvik's voice was cold. You forget your place. No, Ji-hoon said. I remember my place exactly, and I remember your place too. He reached into his bag and pulled out a thick datapad. He held it up so everyone could see. This contains 50 years of records, he said. Every human who died working for the council. Every human who got sick from toxic exposure. Every human who gave their life so you could live comfortably. The hall was silent again, but this time it was a different kind of quiet. Nervous quiet. Kepler Station waste cleanup, 47 human deaths. Vorthen shipyard construction, 92 human deaths. Nixari mining operations, 215 human deaths. Ji-hoon's voice got louder with each number. Should I continue? Those humans died serving the greater good, said Crix. They should be honored. Honored? Minji stepped forward. You want to honor them? Then stop sending more humans to die. The humans you send to Kepler 442b will die, Ji-hoon said. All of them. The radiation is too strong. Even with protection, they won't last a week. Then send more humans, said the Nexari science advisor. Keep sending them until the job is done. That was it. That was the moment Ji-hoon knew nothing would ever change. These aliens didn't see humans as people. They saw them as resources. Renewable resources that could be used up and replaced. Ji-hoon looked at Minji. She nodded. She understood. He looked at the other human representatives, Taiwan from the engineering corps, Soyoung from the medical team, Hyunwoo from the military. All of them had the same look in their eyes. They were done too. Ji-hoon gathered his papers. He picked up his data pad. He unpinned his ambassador badge and placed it on the table. Where are you going? Demanded Chairman Zilvik. We are not finished here. Ji-hoon turned around. He looked directly at the chairman. When he spoke, his voice was calm, quiet, final. We're done. He walked toward the exit. Behind him, he heard Minji's footsteps, then Taiwan's, then all the other humans. They followed him out of the hall. Come back here, shouted Crix. You cannot just leave, but they could. And they did. The human delegation walked out of the Galactic Harmony Council. They left their badges behind. They left their communication devices behind. They left their 60 years of faithful service behind, and they never looked back. 3 hours after the humans walked out, Chairman Zilvik was still angry. He paced back and forth in his office. His blue skin had turned dark purple, which meant he was very upset. Ungrateful creatures, he muttered. They will come crawling. Back they always do. His assistant, a small gray alien named Pip, looked worried. Sir, should we send a message to the human colonies? Maybe apologize? Zilvik stopped pacing. He stared at Pip like the assistant had grown a second head. Apologize? To humans? Never. They need us more than we need them. Give them 2 days, maybe 3. They will return. But Zilvik was wrong. Very wrong. On the human colony ship New Seoul, Ambassador Minji sat in the communication center. The ship was traveling through hyperspace, moving away from council space. Around her, dozens of screens showed messages coming in from across the galaxy. The first message was from Proxima Station. It was marked urgent. This is Station Manager Vex, said the voice. It belonged to a Draxi, one of the insect-like aliens. We have a problem with our main space elevator. The support cables are breaking. We need human repair crews immediately. Minji deleted the message without answering. The second message came an hour later. Same voice, but more worried. The elevator is failing faster than expected. 3 cargo. Ships are trapped. We will pay double rates for immediate human assistance. Delete. The third message came 2 hours after that. Now the Draxi sounded scared. Please respond. The elevator crashed. We have injured workers. We need human emergency teams, please. Minji looked at that message for a long time. Part of her wanted to help. Humans always wanted to help. It was in their nature. But she remembered the council meeting. She remembered how they laughed when humans asked for safety gear. Delete. Meanwhile, on Earth, Taiwan was busy. Very busy. The human logistics coordinator sat in his control room surrounded by computers. Each computer controlled a different human. Operation across the galaxy. Taiwan's job was simple. Shut everything down. He started with the waste management systems. Humans operated the garbage processing plants on 47 different worlds. These plants handled toxic waste, nuclear waste, and biological waste too dangerous for other species to touch. Click. All plants shut down. Next came the mining operations. Humans worked in the deep mines where radiation levels were high and cave-ins were common. Other species were too smart to work in such places. Or too scared. Click, all mines closed, then the shipping lanes. Human crews maintained the deep space beacons that guided cargo ships safely through hyperspace. They worked alone in small stations, often for months at a time, in areas where pirates and dangerous creatures lived. Click, all beacons went dark. One by one, Taiwan shut down every human operation in Council space. Each shutdown sent a message across the galaxy. The same message every time. Human services no longer available. Back on Proxima Station, things were getting worse. Station Manager Vex stood in his emergency command center. Red lights flashed everywhere, alarms beeped constantly. "Sir," said his assistant, a young Draxi named Click, "the elevator crash damaged. The main power coupling. We're losing life support on levels 40 through 60. Can we fix it?" asked Vex. "We tried. We sent our best engineers, but ... Click's voice trailed off. "But what?" "The damage is in the zero-gravity section. Our engineers can't work in zero gravity for more than a few minutes. They get sick." 2 of them passed out and had to be rescued. Vex felt his insect stomach drop. Humans could work in zero gravity for hours. They didn't get sick. They didn't pass out. They just ... worked. "What about the Nexari engineers?" Vex asked. "They refuse to go into the zero-gravity zone. They say it's beneath their dignity." "The Vorthans?" "They tried, but their 4 arms make them clumsy in zero gravity. They crashed into things and broke more equipment." Vex realized he was in trouble. Big trouble. Across the galaxy, similar problems were happening everywhere. On Nexus Prime, the main food processing plant stopped working. Humans had operated the dangerous chemical systems that turned raw materials into food paste. Without humans, the plant shut down. 20 billion aliens faced food shortages within days. On Vorthan Industrial World, the toxic waste cleaners overflowed. Green, poisonous sludge spilled into 3 rivers. Humans had always handled the toxic waste because the chemicals would kill other species in minutes. Now the waste just sat there, growing more dangerous every hour. On the Aquari homeworld, the underwater mining platforms went silent. Humans were the only species that could work underwater in the crushing depths where valuable crystals were found. Aquari couldn't go that deep without special suits that cost too much money. The messages to human colonies kept coming. And they kept getting more desperate. "This is Governor Nexus of Titan Colony. Our atmospheric processors are failing. We need human technicians. Name your price." "Emergency message from Kepler Mining Corp. Our safety systems are down. Workers are trapped. Please send human rescue teams. Council Fleet Command to any human vessels. Pirates are attacking shipping lanes. Our ships can't handle the dangerous regions. Human patrol ships needed immediately." Minji read each message. Some made her sad, some made her angry. But she didn't answer any of them. Instead, she sent one message back to Council headquarters. It was very short. "Received your communications. Humans are no longer available for dangerous work. Have a nice day." Deputy Ambassador Minji, representing the free human colonies. Back in his office, Chairman Zilvik finally read Minji's message. His purple skin turned almost black. "They can't be serious," he said to Pip. "This is just a tantrum." "They'll come back, sir," Pip said quietly. "Maybe we should consider their demands. Safety equipment, hazard pay, medical care. These things are not so expensive." Zilvik slammed his hand on his desk. "Never! We are the Council. We do not negotiate with servants." But outside Zilvik's office, the galaxy was falling apart. And somewhere in hyperspace, the humans kept flying away. The great experiment was beginning. For the first time in 50 years, the galaxy would have to function without humans, and it was already failing. 3 weeks had passed since the humans walked out. Engineer Soyeong sat in her comfortable chair on Earth, watching the galaxy burn on her news screens. She almost felt sorry for them. Almost. The first report came from Nexus Prime. The food shortage was getting worse. The fancy Nexari, who thought they were better than everyone else, were now eating emergency rations. The same basic food paste they used to give to humans. Ironic, Soyoung said to herself. The second report was from the Aquari homeworld. Without human deep-sea miners, they had tried to use robots instead. The robots lasted exactly 6 hours before the crushing water pressure destroyed them. Each robot cost more than a human worker's salary for 10 years. The third report made Soyoung smile. It was about the Vorthan military. They had tried to raid a pirate base in the danger zone, a region of space filled with radiation and asteroid fields. Human Marines usually handled these missions because they were brave enough and tough enough to survive. The Vorthan attack failed completely. Half their ships were destroyed, the other half ran away. The pirates were now attacking Vorthan cargo ships with no one to stop them. Serves them right, Soyoung muttered, but the report that made her really happy came from Kepler 442b. Remember the toxic mining disaster? The one that started this whole mess? Well, it was getting worse. Much worse. The council had sent their best cleanup teams, Nexari scientists with fancy equipment, Draxi engineers with expensive robots, Aquari specialists with advanced suits. They all failed. The Nexari lasted 2 days before the radiation made them sick. The Draxi robots broke down in the toxic atmosphere. The Aquari suits melted in the acid rain. Now the contamination was spreading. 3 nearby planets were reporting toxic clouds in their atmosphere. The whole star system might become uninhabitable. All because the council was too proud to ask humans for help. In the council chambers, Chairman Zilvek looked terrible. His blue skin was pale and gray. He had not slept in days. Around him, other council members argued and shouted. "This is a disaster," screamed the Nexari representative. "My people are starving. Our food production is down by 90%. Your people? Shouted the Vorthan leader. What about mine? Pirates have destroyed 50 of our cargo ships. Our trade routes are useless. At least you still have trade routes, bubbled the Aquari delegate. Our entire deep-sea mining industry has collapsed. We have no income. Zilvik pounded his gavel, but no one paid attention. The council was falling apart. We must contact the humans, said a small voice from the back. Everyone stopped arguing. They turned to look at Pip, Zilvik's assistant. What did you say? Zilvik's voice was dangerously quiet. I said we must contact the humans, sir. We need them. The galaxy is falling apart without them. Never. Zilvik stood up, his chair falling backward. We are the council. We do not beg. Then what do you suggest? Asked the Nexari representative. My people are eating tree bark. Tree bark. Do you know how embarrassing that is for a superior species? We find alternatives, Zilvik said. We hire other species. We build better robots. We already tried, interrupted the Vorthan leader. Nothing works. Only humans are stupid enough to do these dangerous jobs. They're not stupid, said Pip quietly. They're brave. The room went silent. What? Zilvik stared at his assistant. I said they're brave. Sir, humans aren't stupid. They're brave. They do dangerous jobs because they want to help. We just ... we never appreciated that. Humans are a servant species, Zilvik shouted. They exist to serve us. Do they? Pip pulled out a datapad. I've been studying human achievements, sir. Did you know that humans invented faster than light? Communication? They created the hyperspace beacon network. They developed most of our medical technology. The council members looked uncomfortable. Humans also write beautiful poetry, Pip continued. They create amazing art. They have complex governments and rich cultures. They're not servants, sir. They're people. We just treated them like servants. Enough. Zilvik's face was now dark. Purple, I will not listen to human propaganda. But the other council members were thinking, really thinking. For the first time in decades, they were considering that maybe, just maybe, they had been wrong about humans. How many humans were there in council space? Asked the Draxi representative. About 50 million, answered Pip. And how many of us needed their services? All of us, sir. Every single council species depended on human workers. The room was quiet again. But this time it was thoughtful quiet. "What do we do?" whispered the Equerry delegate. Chairman Zilvek looked around the room. He saw fear in every face. Fear and desperation. His great galactic civilization was crumbling. And everyone knew it. Outside the council chambers, emergency reports kept coming in. More food shortages, more system failures, more disasters that only humans could fix, and somewhere in deep space. The human fleets kept flying further away. Meanwhile, on the human colony ship New Sol, Ambassador Ji-hoon read the latest intelligence reports. His people were monitoring council communications. They could see everything falling apart. "Should we help them?" asked Minji. "People are suffering." Ji-hoon thought about that question. He thought about all the humans who had died in council service. He thought about the families who had lost fathers and mothers to dangerous jobs. He thought about the children who grew up without parents because the council considered human lives expendable. "Not yet," he said finally. "They need to understand what they lost, really understand it. And if the galaxy collapses completely, then we'll rebuild it," Ji-hoon said. "But this time we'll build it right," the great test continued. And the council was failing. Admiral Yunwoo stood on the bridge of the human battleship Incheon. Through the large windows he could see stars. Beautiful, peaceful stars. No council ships anywhere. "Sir," said Communications Officer Yuna, "we're receiving another message." "From council headquarters. How many is that today?" Yunwoo asked. 17, sir," Yunwoo almost smiled. 17 messages in one day. The council was getting desperate. "What do they want this time?" "They're asking for a meeting, sir. They say they want to discuss terms." Terms. That was a new word from the council. For 50 years, the council gave orders. Humans followed orders. There were no terms to discuss. "Send the message to Ambassador Ji-hoon," Yunwoo said. "This is his decision." On the colony world of New Terra, Ji-hoon read the council's message. It was very polite. Too polite. The council never used words like "please" and "respectfully request." When talking to humans before, the message was from Chairman Zilvik himself to the honorable human representatives. "The council requests a meeting to discuss your return to active service. We are prepared to offer improved conditions. Please respond at your earliest convenience." Ji-hoon showed the message to his advisors. Colonial Administrator Yunji read it twice. "Improved conditions," she said. "What do you think that means?" "Probably bigger food rations," said Chief of Services Dongyun. "Maybe better sleeping quarters." They still don't get it, said Ji-hoon. They think this is about comfort, but Ji-hoon was curious. He wanted to know what the council considered improved conditions. So he sent a reply, "We will meet. Send your terms first." The council's response came back in 2 hours. It was a formal document with lots of fancy language. But when Ji-hoon read through all the complicated words, the offer was simple. Humans would get slightly bigger living spaces. Humans would receive basic medical care. Humans could vote on appropriate matters. The council would decide what was appropriate. Dangerous jobs would pay 10% extra. That was it. That was their big offer. Ji-hoon called a meeting of the Human Leadership Council. Representatives from all the human colonies gathered by video link. There were 12 people total, including Yunji, Dongyun, and Admiral Hyunwoo. "What do you think?" Ji-hoon asked after reading the council's offer. The responses came fast. "Insulting," said Yunji. "Pathetic," said Dongyun. 10% extra too. "Die in radiation zones?" Admiral Hyunwoo shook his head. "They're still treating us like slaves." The vote was unanimous. All 12 representatives said no, but Ji-hoon had an idea. Instead of just rejecting the offer, he would make a counter-offer. He wanted to see how the council reacted to real demands. The human counter-offer was detailed. Full voting rights in the council. Equal to any other species hazard pay. Dangerous jobs must pay 5 times normal rates. Safety equipment. Proper protection for all human workers. Medical care. Full health care for workers and their families. Technology sharing. Humans get access to the same advanced technology as other species. Respect. No species-based discrimination or insults. Ji-hoon Sent this list to the council and waited. The council's emergency meeting was loud and angry. Outrageous, shouted the Nexari representative. Equal voting rights for humans? 5 times pay for hazard work? The Vorthan leader's forearms waved frantically. That's robbery. Technology sharing? The Draxi representative clicked his mandibles in distress. Our advanced technology is not for primitive species. Chairman Zilvik read the human demands. Again, each word made him angrier. They want respect, he said. Respect. As if humans deserve the same respect as real species. Sir, said Pip carefully, maybe we should consider some of their requests. The galaxy is still falling apart. Never. Zilvik crumpled up the paper. This is exactly why humans are servants. They don't understand their place. They ask for things above their station. The council spent 6 hours arguing. In the end, they sent back a message that was even shorter than their first offer. Your demands are unreasonable. Return to work immediately or face consequences. Consequences. They were threatening humans now. When Jihun read the council's response, he wasn't angry. He was disappointed. After everything that had happened, the council still didn't understand. They think we're bluffing, Minji said. They think we'll come back if they threaten us. Then we need to show them we're serious, Jihun replied. He sent one final message to the council. It wasn't long. We received your response. Thank you for making our decision easy. The human colonies formally withdraw from the Galactic Council. We will form our own government. Do not contact us again. Good luck with Kepler 442b. When Chairman Zilvik read Jihun's message, his blue skin turned white. They can't do this, he whispered. They can't just leave. But they could. And they did. That same day, human colonies across the galaxy declared independence. They stopped using council currency. They stopped following council laws. They stopped recognizing council authority. The 50 million humans in council space became citizens of something new, the Free Human Federation. And for the first time in 50 years, they were truly free. Admiral Hyunwoo watched from his ship as human fleets regrouped in unclaimed space. Engineer Soyoung saw human colonies begin trading with each other instead of with council worlds. Diplomat Minji observed human settlements, sharing technology and resources, without the council holding them back. Humans began to thrive, but in council space things got worse. Much worse. The Kepler 442b disaster spread to 2 more star systems. Food shortages became famines. Pirates attacked ships with no human patrols to stop them. Critical systems failed with no human engineers to fix them, and in his office, Chairman Zilvik finally began to understand what he had lost. Not servants. Partners. 2 months after the humans declared independence, scientist Nayeon sat in her monitoring station on Earth. Her job was to listen to the galaxy. Radio signals, emergency broadcasts, distress calls. She heard everything, and what she heard was terrifying. Emergency broadcast from Nexus Prime, came a panicked voice. Food riots in Sector 7. Government buildings under attack. Military unable to restore order. Nayeon marked it on her map. Another red dot. The map was mostly red now. Mayday, Mayday, this is cargo freighter Lucky Star, crackled another transmission. Under attack by pirates in the Vorthan system. No patrol ships responding. Please help. More. Red dots. Kepler mining station to any ship, any ship. Reactor containment failing. We need immediate evacuation. The radiation is spreading faster than predicted. Nayeon had been tracking the Kepler disaster. It started as one contaminated mining world. Now it was 5-star systems. Soon it would be 10, all because the council was too proud to ask for human help. She compiled her daily report and sent it to the Human Federation leaders. The message was always the same. The galaxy was dying, but on the human colony of New Terra, things were very different. Governor Jisoo walked through the main city. Everywhere she looked, she saw progress. New buildings reaching toward the sky, children playing in clean parks. Scientists working in modern laboratories. Governor called out Dr. Min-jae, the colony's chief researcher. You should see this, he led her to the agricultural center. Inside, vast hydroponic farms stretched as far as the eye could see. Our food production is up 300%, Dr. Minjay said proudly. We're not just feeding ourselves anymore. We're building surplus. How? Jasu asked. Freedom, Dr. Minjay smiled. For 50 years, we gave our best ideas to the council. They took credit and gave us nothing. Now we keep our innovations. We improve them. We share them with other human colonies. Jasu nodded. It was the same story everywhere. Human settlements were thriving like never before. On the mining world of New Bisan, extraction rates had doubled. Without council quotas limiting their work, human miners could use efficient methods instead of just dangerous ones on the research station orbiting. New Sol Star human scientists were making breakthroughs every week. They were developing new technologies, discovering new medical treatments, creating art and literature. Most importantly, they were doing it safely. No more death quotas. No more acceptable losses. Human lives mattered now, but in council space? The collapse continued. Admiral Hyunwoo read the intelligence reports from his flagship. The council military was falling apart. Without human marines to do the dangerous fighting, they lost battle after battle. The Nexari, who considered themselves the greatest warriors in the galaxy, had been defeated by a small group of pirates. Pirates, the proud Nexari, beaten by criminals. With old ships and outdated weapons, the Vorthans tried to handle the Kepler contamination disaster themselves. They sent their best scientists and most expensive equipment. The scientists lasted 4 hours before radiation poisoning forced them to retreat. The equipment was destroyed by acid rain. Now the contamination was spreading to inhabited systems. Billions of aliens faced displacement or death. The Aquari underwater cities were shutting down one by one. Without human deep-sea workers, they couldn't maintain the pressure systems that kept their cities from imploding. Soon, the ocean-dwelling Aquari might have no homes left, and the Draxi, the insect-like aliens who love to give orders, their entire industrial complex had collapsed. Turns out, having 4 arms doesn't help when you're too scared to work with dangerous chemicals on New Terra. Ambassador Ji-hoon received a visitor. It was Pip, Chairman Zilvik's assistant. The small gray alien looked tired and scared. How did you get here? Ji-hoon asked. I stole a ship, Pip said quietly. I had to. The council wanted to execute me for suggesting we negotiate with humans. Execute you? They blame me for the crisis? They say I gave them bad advice about humans. Pip looked around the human settlement. But I was right, wasn't I? Humans aren't servants. You're people, real people. Ji-hoon offered Pip a chair and some water. What do you want from us? Nothing, Pip said. I just wanted to say I'm sorry and I wanted to ask for asylum. I can't go back to council space. Why not? Because the council is insane now. They refuse to admit they were wrong. They're sending military ships to force other species to do human jobs. It's not working. Pip pulled out a datapad. Look at this. The council ordered Nexari soldiers to clean up toxic waste on Gamma Station. 20 soldiers died in the first hour. The Nexari government is now in rebellion against the council. The Vorthans, their government fell last week. 4 different factions are fighting for control. Each faction blames the others for losing human workers and the Aquari. Half their cities are underwater ruins. The other half are preparing to evacuate to dry land. They've never lived on dry land before. They don't know how. Ji-hoon studied the reports. The galaxy he had known all his life was disappearing. How many people have died? He asked. Millions, Pip whispered. Maybe billions. The Kepler contamination alone will kill everyone in 5 star systems if it's not stopped soon. And the council still won't ask for human help? Chairman Zilvik says he would rather die than bow to humans, and he's taken the galaxy with him. That night, Ji-hoon called an emergency meeting of the Human Federation Council. We have a choice, he told the representatives. We can watch the galaxy burn, or we can try to save it. Save it? Admiral Hyunwoo sounded surprised. After everything they did to us? Not for them, Ji-hoon said. For the innocent people caught in the middle, the children, the families. Species that never mistreated humans. The debate lasted hours. Some humans wanted revenge, some wanted justice, some just wanted to be left alone, but in the end they remembered what made them human. Compassion. We'll make them an offer, Ji-hoon decided. One final offer. Not because they deserve it, but because it's the right thing to do. The message Ji-hoon sent to the council was simple. The Human Federation offers humanitarian aid to all who need it, medical assistance, food supplies, and technical expertise. No political conditions. We help because people are suffering. Contact us if you want to save lives instead of saving face. Chairman Zilvik read the message and threw it in the trash. But across the galaxy, other leaders began to think. Maybe it was time to put pride aside and accept help. Maybe it was time to treat humans as equals. Maybe it was time for change. The end came not with war, but with a whisper. Chairman Zilvik sat alone in his office. Outside his window, he could see smoke rising from the city. Food riots had been going on for 3 days. His own people, the proud Nexari, were fighting in the streets like animals. His door opened. Pip walked in, but Pip looked different. He wore the uniform of the Human Federation Diplomatic Corps. "Hello, sir," Pip said quietly. "You're supposed to be dead," Zilvik said. His voice was flat and tired. "I'm very much alive. The humans gave me asylum. They gave me a job too. I'm a translator now. Translator? I help species communicate with the Human Federation. Many governments want to make separate peace deals with humans. They're tired of watching their people die for council pride." Zilvik finally looked at his former assistant. Pip looked healthy, well-fed, happy. "The Draxi signed yesterday," Pip continued. "Full diplomatic recognition of the Human Federation. Trade agreements, mutual defense pacts. The Aquari will sign tomorrow." "Traitors," Zilvik whispered. "Survivors," Pip corrected. "Sir, the council is finished. Only 12 members remain. Everyone else has either joined the humans or declared neutrality." Zilvik knew this was true. He had watched his great alliance crumble week by week. The Nexari military had collapsed when half their officers defected to human space. The remaining species couldn't agree on anything except that the current situation was hopeless. "What do the humans want?" Zilvik asked. "To save what's left of galactic civilization?" Pip placed a datapad on the desk. "This is their final offer, not to you personally, sir. To anyone willing to listen." Zilvik picked up the pad and read. "The Human Federation proposes the formation of a new galactic government, equal representation for all species, shared technology and resources, democratic decision-making. No species shall be considered superior or inferior to any other. All sentient beings deserve dignity, respect, and fair treatment." It was everything Zilvik had fought against. Everything he had refused to give humans. "They want me to surrender," he said. "They want you to join," Pip corrected. "There's a difference." "And if I refuse?" "Then you sit here alone while the galaxy moves on without you." Zilvik looked out his window again. The smoke was getting thicker. Soon his own people would probably storm the council building. The proud Nexari, reduced to desperate mobs because their leader was too stubborn to admit mistakes. "There's something else," Pip said gently. "The humans are offering emergency aid to any world that needs it. No conditions. They're already helping with the Kepler disaster." "Helping?" Ambassador Minho personally led the cleanup mission. 300 human volunteers went into the radiation zones. They stopped the contamination from spreading further. Zilvik felt something crack inside his chest. Humans were saving the very star system that had started this whole conflict. The job the council had wanted to force them to do, they did voluntarily to save innocent lives. "How many died?" Zilvik asked quietly. "None," Pip said. 0 human casualties. They used proper safety equipment and smart tactics. Amazing what humans can do when they're not being treated as expendable. The crack in Zilvik's chest grew wider. "Sir, there's going to be a founding ceremony for the new government, the Galactic Federation. All species are invited to join as equals." Pip paused. "Even the Nexari, even you." "They would let me join?" after everything I did? Humans forgive. Sir, it's what they do. That evening, Ambassador Minho stood before the largest gathering of alien species in galactic history. Representatives from 47 different worlds had come to New Terra. Some came because they needed human help. Others came because they believed in the idea of equality. All came because the old system had failed. Today we start over, Minho sighed. His voice was broadcast to every inhabited world in the galaxy. We build something new, something fair, something where every species has a voice. In the audience, former enemies sat together. Nexari diplomats next to human colonists, Vorthan traders beside HFY scholars. Even some council loyalists had come, drawn by the promise of peace. The Galactic Federation will have one simple rule, Minho continued. All sapient life has value. All people deserve respect. No one species is better than another. He gestured to the documents on the table before him. These are our founding principles: equal representation, shared resources, democratic decisions. And most importantly, no one does dangerous work alone. We share the risks because we share the rewards. One by one, species representatives came forward to sign. The Draxi signed first, their clicking mandibles showing excitement. The HFY signed second, bubbling through their breathing masks. Then came a surprise. A small gray figure walked to the signing table. It was Pip. I represent the Nexari Democratic Council, he announced. The elected government that replaced the old monarchy after Chairman Zilvik's abdication. He signed with a flourish. More species followed. Even some former council loyalists decided to join the new order rather than cling to the past. When the ceremony ended, 45 species had joined the Galactic Federation. 2 species remained neutral, and 1 species, the remnants of the old council, refused to sign, but it didn't matter. The galaxy had moved on. Ambassador Jihoon found Minho after the ceremony. Good speech, Jihoon said. Think it will work? Minho asked. This whole equality thing? Look around, Jihoon gestured, to the mixed crowds of aliens and humans celebrating together. It's already working. Later that night, Jihoon stood on a balcony overlooking New Terra's capital city. The streets were full of celebrating people from dozens of different species. Human children played with young Draxi, HFY artists shared their work with Nexari scholars. It wasn't perfect. There would be problems, conflicts, misunderstandings. But for the first time in galactic history, everyone would face those problems as equals. A soft chime indicated an incoming message. Jihoon checked his communicator. It was from an unexpected source. Chairman Zilvik. Ambassador Jihoon. I write to congratulate you on your victory. You were right and I was wrong. The galaxy is better without the old council. I will not ask for forgiveness. I don't deserve it. But I wanted you to know, I finally understand what humans really are. You are not servants or slaves or expendable. Workers, you are the galaxy's conscience. You are what we should have been all along. May your new federation succeed where we failed? Former Chairman Zilvik. Jihoon read the message twice, then deleted it. He didn't need apologies from the past. He was too busy building the future. Somewhere in space, human ships patrolled the trade routes safely. On distant worlds, human engineers fixed problems alongside alien colleagues as equals. In laboratories across the galaxy, human scientists shared discoveries freely with all species. The galaxy had learned a hard lesson. Respect isn't given, it's earned. And sometimes the only way to earn respect is to walk away from those who refuse to give it. But when you do walk away, sometimes the whole universe follows you home. And sometimes that's exactly what needed to happen.